The third step when it comes to starting your blog is about defining your target audience, or rather being clear on who it is that you want to serve or who will be reading the content that you are creating. And this is the third step of this Start a Blog for Beginner series. And it is important for you to actually have clarity on who it is that you want to serve. And this idea of defining your target audience comes from a very basic idea that you cannot serve everyone in the market. This means that if you are going to be creating blog content, you cannot be creating it to be read by everyone in the market that you want to get involved in. That will mean that you are going to be required to take time to study, to do research, and come up with a clear or ideal customer profile, or what they call in marketing ICP. You need to define your customer, who they are, the stage they are in life, what it is that they do, among very many other factors. And this is going to actually be the guiding thing when it comes to the content that you are creating. You are going to create content meant to either entertain, educate, or inform that target audience. And from my many years of actually blogging or creating blog content, it is clear to me that having that customer avatar, having that clarity on who it is that you want to serve, makes your work very easy, because you can actually use that as the reference point on the content that you are going to create. In fact, and as we are going to discuss this later in this particular series, being clear on your target audience plays a very big role on how you're also going to make money with your blog, because that target audience is going to inform a lot of decisions that you are going to make when it comes to content, as well as the services or products that you can be able to offer that particular audience. When you have a clearly defined target audience, every article that you write gets or usually has some direction. You know what kind of questions to answer, you know the challenges that your audience faces, and you can be able to leverage that knowledge to actually create content that provides solution or that educates your audience on how to solve those challenges or the struggles that they are facing. Now, one of the challenges or problems that you are going to face when you start defining your target audience for your blog is that you are going to feel like you are limiting yourself. And this is a common thing that happens to entrepreneurs who are actually interested in creating a blog-based online business. When you are asked to define a specific audience, it means that you are going to say no to a lot of other audiences. And that can feel limiting, because you might think that you want to serve as many people as you can in the market. And probably that stems from where we have come to believe that the more people you serve, the more you are going to have an impact, and also probably the more you are going to make money if that's your objective. But what I have also found, and what you'll also learn when you do research, is that you cannot serve everyone in the market. And there is a saying that is very common, that if you try to serve everyone, if you try to market to everyone, you are basically marketing to no one. So having a clearly defined target audience and having your ideal customer profile or customer avatar is one of the most important steps when it comes to starting and building your blog. It's going to determine a lot of activities that are going to happen downstream, that are going to happen as you continue to build your blogging business. The clearer your audience is, the easier it is going to be for you to create consistent content. You're also going to have an easier time when it comes to attracting a loyal audience. And at the same time, it's going to be easier for you to be able to turn your blog into a meaningful and profitable online business. Do not try to probably please everyone, because when you do that, you're actually going to create generic content which is not going to be of much value to your specific target audience. One of the ways to approach this audience idea is to think of yourself a few years ago. Basically, what you're trying to do is to help the younger version of yourself. So let's say you are in your 40s like me. You can be able to create content aimed at helping someone who is in their 30s or in their 20s. And this is because you are there. So you understand probably some of the challenges that you faced in your 30s or 20s, some of the struggles that you went through, probably mistakes that you made, and how you would have done things differently if you know what you know now. And that becomes the starting point. So you can actually start creating content purely for yourself, but the younger version. Because the truth is, there is a person who is like you, who is younger, and would be or would appreciate you creating content that would make their life easier, that would educate them, probably entertain them, as well as inform them of the various things that you want to handle or to write about in your specific niche or topic. There are 3 things that I want you to take away from this particular video or from this conversation. And the first one is that you need to focus on one customer avatar or one ideal customer. And this is a very important point, because you would not want to spread yourself too thin when it comes to trying to serve multiple audiences. Picking your audience and defining it in very specific terms becomes an advantage. It helps you to actually be of service to that particular audience. And equally, if you are very clear on who it is that you are going to serve, it becomes easier for you to also create the offers or services that you can provide, meaning your blog can be able to generate an income or make money for you. The second thing that I want you to take away from this video is that you need to be very specific when it comes to who your target audience is. This is something that you might struggle with when you start, but it will take you time, or you need to take time to actually define in very specific terms who it is that you want to serve and how you want to actually help that particular person. And one of the tricks or ideas and strategies that you can use is to give your ideal customer a name. You can give them a male name if they are males, or you can give them a female name, or you can give them a name that represents both genders. But the idea is to help you to actually be able to know who you are talking to. And when you give your ideal customer a specific name, it becomes very easy for you to address that person and start having a conversation with that person through the content that you are creating. It makes it easier for you to actually pinpoint the specific pain points that they have, struggles that they are going through, and you can also have an idea of the solutions that you can provide with the content that you are creating. The third takeaway that I want you to pick from this video is that blogs grow by solving clear problems. Now that you are having clarity on who your target audience is, you are going to grow your blog by solving problems of that audience. And like I mentioned earlier, you could provide information, entertainment, or education content that is going to help your target audience. And the more you help your audience solve the problems that they are facing, the easier and better it will be for you when it comes to being able to grow and develop a connection with your audience, as well as being able to build trust with that audience. And later in this particular series, we're also going to look at specific ways on how you can continue to build trust with your audience. Now that you have defined your target audience, the next step for you, or the next step in this particular series, is about figuring out how you are going to make money with your blog. And that comes to the point of blog monetization, or how your blog is going to make money which is the next video that you are going to watch in this Starter Blog for Beginner series.